Hi, everybody. Welcome to Black Spring on your Thursday. Hope everybody's doing well. We have had a fully loaded week so far, and at times it seems like we go from one outrage to the next. We can barely catch our breath or catch a break before we're dealing with another outrage. And it seems to be there's a growing faction, or it's a sweeping faction that's going on. But to welcome anybody and everybody for coming on. I've been away for a few days, so I'd like to welcome you in to this segment of Black Spring. I just want to share a couple of things. Just a couple of things. As I know, the title of this is Protest versus the Auto Rioter. Now, you're welcome to come in and share your own point of view. And for those of you that are not sure about this stream, this is not a grow stream. I can clarify that right away. And also, if you're new to the stream and you're coming in, you might want to check the community guidelines and the community rules so that you might know what the rules of engagement are should you decide to come in. It's pretty flexible, but in these times, I don't want there to be any confusion about what the expectations are, or how to conduct or how to respect others, including this channel. So once again, thank you for coming on to this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. I do have a couple of clips for you on this evening's stream. Let's see, where should we begin? Now, I will say I'm not sure if the censorship is up or if it's down, because I tried to share a stream of a protest last night and that did not go well. It actually ended up being not eligible, or it was kicked. It got kicked. So let's see what we can do going forward. See, we've had quite a few things to come down today. Things related to social media coming from the president's office. Let's see, what else do we have? So we did have Speaker Pelosi's Thursday press conference per usual. And let me just say, I guess I could start with that. Just a couple of comments. I will tell you unequivocally that Speaker Pelosi is always, she seems to be on a spending spree. It's to no end. She wants to say that everything, she wants to tout that all of this, that there's a good portion of the spending being done for the American people, but some people have yet. There seems to be a bit of a scam factor or something, horribly wrong, because they can't seem to get the money to where it needs to go. We've heard the cries for a PPE. We've heard the cries for small businesses. We've heard the plea of food stamps. We've heard the plea of, now she's on to this. Now they go from one thing to another. Now it's all about tracing, testing, testing. And meanwhile, the press criticizes when there's proof that the testing numbers have increased or the capacity for testing has been raised. At first, he was criticized because there wasn't enough testing. Now he's criticized because he's saying something about the amount of testing, which I hear that, was it South Korea or some South Pacific countries are being, touted or being recognized for their level of testing. But as soon as President Trump says something about our capacity of testing being raised, it's all a firestorm, or he's getting attacked by left-wing media, mainstream media. So it's chaos, and they need the chaos. They need the chaos. They create a lot of, the media wants riots. The media gets riots. And you can see across the networks, these mainstream media networks, that they're basically condoning rioting. Okay, because as you can see, the title of the stream, I think there's a difference. There's a fine line. There's more than a fine line between protest and the auto rioter. So one of them is obviously more civil than the other. So once again, thank you for joining me on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. If you're thinking of coming in, or you're conflicted about coming in, I don't know, maybe you'll find something inspiring out there that you want to talk about on this live stream. But I welcome everybody to come in. And also, if you could hit the like button or the subscribe button, or even better yet, if you could share the stream, that would be even better. Lots of discussion, lots of platforms, lots of people online discussing the dissension. So I'd love to hear from you on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. So I guess maybe we could get into just a little bit. Let's see. We have earlier today, I saw a clip or some video footage of kids actually being a part of this protest. I mean, I'm not sure if it was more of a riot scene, or at least it had previously been not too far from a riot scene. But what do you think about kids being in the middle of these riots or these protests? Kids were wearing a mask, and actually one of these media people actually approached one of these kids and started asking the kids, and the kid starts railing about, racism. And I'm just, it's staggering to see what's going on. Like they're passing the torch. They're passing a torch of division, and I don't know what children have to do with this with what's happened. I really don't. I really think that's brainwashing, that's indoctrinating, and that's another problem in communities where people brainwash kids, or they ruin kids' perception or perspective. They can't have their own. It can't be something based on what they've actually experienced. It's always going to be based on somebody else's perception, especially in a situation like this. So let's see, what do we have? We have burning vehicles. What do we have? Yes, it's more of a destruction. I mean, like, what are you going? I mean, how do you repair? I mean, if we're being affected economically by a pandemic, and the amount of the class struggle war, how is the riot factor going to actually help? Is that, how is that going to help mitigate things? If your community is suppressed, depressed, how is destroying that community going to put things back or restore. You're actually not restoring anything. It's about destruction. It's more about destruction. After the protest comes destruction, or opportunist, or the auto rioter, or people that already were attracted, or the people. What do you say about people that are attracted to these types of controversies? What do you say? And what is their level of discernment? I mean, the press, they love it. They love what's happening. They love, in fact, I'm surprised they haven't suspended all the coverage. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I might have even seen even less. It may have even been less coverage on COVID-19 that's coming out of New York. It's coming out of New York. I'm not sure if Cuomo did a press conference today. I don't believe that I saw that. I do know that there are more riots happening. They're starting to spring up in other places. I mean, is justice actually done on this case? So let me just have a look really quickly here. Let's see. Yeah, from out of a tragedy, you get, you know, I mean, it's hard to change. It's hard to change a narrative about advancement, and it's hard for people to take you seriously if you are destroying your own communities. Even out of tragedy, it's still, that's not exactly the way you're going to make an argument, that you're going to be able to. You putting violence behind an argument doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do. Doesn't mean that it's destructive, but is it going to yield the kind of results, or the kind of improvement, or the type of legislation? Is it going to really affect that? It's basically giving the media something to print. And in other cases, it's actually driving. It's a driving force behind. It's a driving force behind other agendas. And you have a lot of division. The country already has a faction of division already, and you just add this to it, and then what do you get? You have a lot of people that are opportunists. Do you actually believe that these are super mourners, and that they actually care about the deceased and the tragedy in itself? It's exploitation. Hi, Brett's channel. How are you doing? I really appreciate you for coming in. You're number one. You're first one in tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you for smacking the like button. Do you have any comments on what's going on around the country, or are you just hanging out tonight? Let's see. In fact, I want to come on to your channel. I'm going to check out your page, your channel shortly. So I really appreciate that. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, I'm just, this is my response to some of the things that are going on. It's like I'm not going to be silent, but I'm also not going to go to another. There's not, this is my own. Let's see, I'll be doing a 2-hour stream tomorrow. Very cool. What time are you doing the stream? Hi, Sandy K. Thank you for coming in. Shout out to you. I'm going to read your comment, Sandy K. She says, I understand the anger, but tearing up grocery stores and such food wasted thrown on soaked floors during the pandemic, I don't understand. God bless. I appreciate you for coming in. Thanks. Very cool. Yes, it's right. You know what I mean? If you're suffering, why? I mean, with people standing in food lines, I mean, food bank lines, you would think that this is the total. It's just like we're just adding, you know, more. We're just digging into a wound at this point. It's just things are just out of control. I mean, I like I said, I just think that there is a faction of people or groups of people that they're attracted to tragedy, to protest, and then it's going to go to another extreme. It's going to be exploited. It's going to be manipulated. They're going to manipulate things to go out and do things that they might have already had pent up whatever, and they just said, oh, here we go. You know, I've seen people getting arrested. And I'm just thinking, I've seen kids out during. I'm like, why would you take a kid to one of these protests? I saw 2 young kids, and a media person was right on them. And I would think that the parent would be, if you're going to bring them, why would you have a media sticking a camera in front of their face? Are you sure that that's going to be, that they're going to represent your kid the way that you put them out there? Who knows what they might write or what they might say? It was actually live, but I'm just thinking, this is not going to end well. And it has to, I don't know if there's a way, if the division continues, how can you cannot unite with this much division going on. It's not possible. And the other thing, you know, if I go into the race section of this, the racial element of this, you know, I don't really understand how people, when you go from a protest to a riot, how are you to trust the same people some of these people that are fighting against and making all these comments, these racist comments, and throwing these racial epithets around? I don't know how they distinguish. If you're a part of that community, how do you distinguish the person that you're demonizing in the streets? How do you know that those people standing next to you are for you? How do you know that? How do you know? You assume because they're standing next to you and they're partaking in whatever this unrest or this violence. You assume that. But what is the discernment when you're taking part when you go from a rally, from a protest to a riot? See, Sandy K says, thank you, Sandy K, for sharing. That kid could be hungry too, and they are learning that starving is better, right? Instead, see there, I mean, I've seen the Targets, I've seen the AutoZones, I've seen. I mean, I think this particular section it was near. There were, what was it? Was it tear gas? I mean, the kids had on masks, but I don't think that the mom had on mask. It was just bizarre. It was irresponsible. I just don't know. I just really don't know. In the middle of a pandemic, you got all of these little pockets of chaos going on. And it's only getting bigger. It's getting bigger. Shout out to Newman Outdoors. Yeah, this is going to be a short stream. I just decided to come on at the 11th hour with this one, but I just wanted to come on and hope everybody's doing well. And I hope that there's just like 5. Yeah, I mean, like if I get an hour in on this stream, I'll be, it'll be a miracle. But it's just really sad to watch all the things, to watch. It was hard enough to see the tragedy happen, but this is from the protest to the rioting. That seems to always that's the course. It always starts out protest, then here are the rioters. Auto riot, auto outrage. And at some point, you got to ask them, at the end of the day, what are they writing about at the end of the day? And what has rioting done in the past? If you're disadvantaged, then you're going to be you're going to be in worse shape if you destroy your community, right? Sandy K says, I watched the video on White and I honestly cried the whole time because of some cops thinking they were all that. Doing all this tearing stuff up makes no sense to me. I don't know, just me. Yeah, well, I have, I understand. It is very sad. It is very sad. I can understand that people can be angry or can disagree with something, but I don't see I don't see going out into the streets and doing stuff that I have to answer for later. It's just it's more than irrational. And then you'll have the people that'll start making the false equivalencies are going to come out if they have to start bringing in some kind of, order, whether it be National Guard or whatever. Then you'll get the argument, people, well, what about those people that were at the Capitol in Michigan? Do you not know? If you don't know your rights, then why are you even how do you even know to ask how are you asking a question? How are you comparing? You're making false equivalencies based on color. There again, that's all you see. You're not reading you don't know any laws. All you know is to cry about color. If you really wanted to know the answer to that, you would have made a different approach from the beginning. But you choose one thing, and then you're looking at other people with contempt for choosing the other. For choosing to do something that's within their rights. It's just disgusting. I don't know. People used to say, what is this world coming to? I don't think it's coming. I think it's going to something. It's just really frustrating to see. I mean, I'll take you back to another example. I want to share this screen with you guys. I remember back when the death of Freddie Gray. Okay. I remember that. But I also remember the media and the municipalities of Maryland going in and saying, I mean, not the mayor of Baltimore. I remember the city of Baltimore, the mayor, making this kind of a statement. And then when she got called out on it, she was like, basically, how dare you? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. It's like, that's the worst. They absolutely hate when you use their own words against them.
To keep that balance and to put ourselves in the best position to de-escalate. And that's what you saw this evening.
Hello, and welcome to Marmoset. We're a full-service music agency based in Portland, Oregon.
Sorry, guys, I went to the wrong. That one was at the end of that clip. So I will replay that one. But she basically said she gave those people the space to destroy. This was Stephanie Rollins, I think was her last name. I'll get it together in a second. But yeah, she was basically saying that, you know, she has a relationship with the police, and or she has the you know, the reign of the chains of the police, and basically I gave them the okay to be destructive.
Also gave those who wished to destroy space to do that as well. And we work very hard.
Hang on, I just wanted to give you the context of it first. Even this is, I don't like doing things out of context because it's
questions. I'll just start off by saying, as far as the police response, the police has done, I think, one question and answer this evening, and will continue to make themselves available for updates on our public safety response. This is about our call for peace in the city. So we'll be taking questions about that. Any questions?
Did you have a sense that they might try to go that way?
Well, we've had these types of conversations before, and I've made it very clear that I worked with the police and instructed them to do everything that they could to make sure that the protesters were able to exercise their right to free speech. It's a very delicate balancing act, because while we tried to make sure that they were protected from the cars and the other things that were going on, we also gave those who wished to destroy space to do that as well. And we worked very hard to keep that balance and to put ourselves in the best position to de-escalate. And that's what you saw this evening.
See, there you go. What you have right now is really not that much different, but you're getting it from the Don Lemons and the Wolf Blitzers and all these vicariously empathizing with the struggle that they have telling Black people how to feel about whatever they're going through, whatever their trials or tribulations are, whether it's economic, no matter what it is. They are fine seeing these communities destroyed, because it gives them something. It's not only giving them something to print, it also continues a narrative that will never create unity in this country. I mean, the president did come out and condemn these officers, and he actually he tweeted that the FBI and the DOJ were going to look into it, and I think they've been fired. I'm not saying that should be the end of the punishment, but I'm saying they've already started. Their punishment has just begun. But going out here, throwing things through windows, looting and rioting and stealing is not going to change what happened. I mean, you can't convince me that you feel better because you've looted and rioted. And on top of that, I'm going to tell you, the fact that I mean, with all the unemployed and the people that are hurting right now, no matter what their socioeconomic status is, you know, they've actually got the time to go out and do these things. But you don't see them running away from the pandemic. You don't see that. There's just too many narratives going on, too many contradictions, too many enclaves of chaos going on. I really don't know what the end of it is. Sandy cases, weren't they fired with pay? Now, those details on that, Sandy K, I'm going to have to follow a little bit more of this story, which I'm not sure what kind of leave or what type of leave they were put on. I would imagine that they would have been, I would think that would be unjust if that is the case. But I mean, you never know. You never know I'm not sure if it's the administrative leave that they're on, or if they paid them, or are they a pending investigation until they are being, until it's done. I'm not sure. To find a source that's reliable on it at this point, to me, is going to get even wonkier. So many people have grabbed the story and just run for the hills with it on the mainstream media. They didn't wait for anything to come out. I don't think. I mean, and when they do, whatever they do have, they drip out the most offensive part of a story or a tragedy, and then they come back and try to and put it together and put all the pieces together after they've created all the dissension and all the chaos. That's it's yeah, they just drip these little pieces. Let's drip a little piece out here, let's drip a little piece out there. And eventually, by the time the full story comes out, all of the rioting, all the protest, all of the reaction will have already been at its peak and 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 on fumes by the time they put the entire picture out there. They'll sit on whatever they have long enough to destroy. Let's see. I will try to go on. I will try to go on and do some more research on this, but I'm just, I don't know what charges are being brought against them or any specifics at this point. It's just that the rioting that's the visual right now, and that's what's, kind of the drive on my post here. I'll take a look. I'll probably do some more digging around. But and I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to try the case. I'm saying the reaction to this, when the reaction becomes when the reaction becomes almost as offensive as the first offense, then what are you actually doing? If more people's lives are lost in riots or guerrilla warfare, because that's what I call riots. People are hurling rocks at the cops. I can't paint every cop with the same brush. I've had some cops to be mean to me. And it was just a traffic stop. First ticket I ever received. But am I going to paint every state trooper with the same brush? And he happened to be my same background. I think maybe I'd had like a really bad day at teaching, and really tiring day, really trying day, and I got pulled over because I was speeding. Not only did he give me a lecture and make me feel small, but I got a ticket, a pretty hefty ticket. So there again, the reaction is going to become worse than the tragedy itself. And on the other hand, you have this it's this arrogant, this cognitive dissonance, which we seem to care for certain lives, but we don't care for, we don't value humanity. We don't treat all of humanity with the same type of value. We don't. It's a class struggle added to the haves and have nots, or the have more, the have little more, the have a lot more. It's just, is that ever going? I mean, in every civilization, you've had class struggle. I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on this segment of Black Spring. If everybody could hit the like button, I appreciate you guys for coming in. Shout out to Brett's channel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to Sandy K. And I will be going on to your guys' channels. Shout out to Newman Outdoors to check in with you guys and see what's happening on your channels. If I'm not subscribed to you, I will get it together. Thank you so much. And also, by the way, if you guys could take a look at, let's see, we're going to be doing a lot more. There's going to be, of course, things that are continued here, but I'm also doing the Patreon. There may even be a membership. I'm thinking either there's going to be a special offer coming up for memberships, or there will be some type of hang on just one second. Okay, Sandy K here. Thank you so much. Sandy K says the rioting is senseless. It's not going to bring him back. Some cops are crooked, just like everything else. Crooked people everywhere. We need to treat everybody as human beings, but I don't see it. I mean, I'm saying, like, the human race is the biggest race of them all. And it's just the division. We have too many divisions to be united. I know there are social constructs, but I'm almost just thinking that we just need to do away with so many handles. Like, I personally, some people want to be called Black Americans, some people want to be called African Americans. I'm fine with being American, because I think being an American is more than enough. I've never been to Africa. My mother has never been to Africa. Her mother has never been to Africa. Her mother's mother has never been to Africa. And so I'm going into so many generations at this point. It's the same thing on my father's side, same thing. None of those people have ever set foot in Africa. So I have to, I don't know how many years I'd have to go back. But I would just rather not have all of these labels, these divisions. All I see is they're just expanding. And to me, I'm going to be honest, I think that there's one faction of our government that wants to create new conditions just expand conditions for division. They want to expand the conditions for division. And now also, when you expand the conditions for the division, you're also going to end up expanding conditions for somebody to be less fortunate. That's just a permanent underclass. Is what I think is being. They set the conditions for a permanent underclass. All of these things that are happening right now are just destabilizing this country even further. I've said it. You've had the whole cultural Marxism in the 1960s. I mean, they've taken over the schools. They've taken over groups of people. And worse than that, they've taken over people are brainwashed, their minds. There's no room to grow on concept or framework when you're brainwashed and you've got hate and your heart for other people. They just go around assuming things. But there again, I'm saying the media gets the mainstream media gets what they want. If they want riots, they keep on. Thanks so much, Brett. Appreciate the raid. I will return the favor one day. um, yeah, they just keep driving the division home, and it's just, and I'm just thinking, like, sometimes I wonder, are we going to make it to November if this is politically motivated? You're right, Sandy K. We got more hate than love. We've got, because I'm just thinking now, how can a protest? How can you have a peaceful protest, and then you go to that other extreme so quickly? And I think, it's happening around the country. They're starting to spread. I think LA is now rioting right now. But I mean, it's amazing the things that people will protest for, and it's amazing the things that people will riot for, but they can't quite get on the right side of anything else that's written in stone, that's actually established. They can't get behind anything that they can actually prove on facts. I don't watch TV. Shout out to you, DJ. Yeah, I got rid of. I don't have cable, and I'm glad I don't have it. I'm glad I don't have cable because it's just a bunch of garbage. I don't have. I'm not missing anything. Because you've got the media, you've got Hollywood, you've got all these little groups that have some kind of an agenda. And I will say on the right, they are not doing a very good job controlling the narrative. They are not. It's like they don't even try. It's like we're dealing with. Hold on a second here. Oops, that's the wrong one. Wrong one. Hold on a second. Hold on. Did you get it? See, I put it into the. So what I'm going to do is, I'll start sending you guys, like. Let's see, when I put it here. Hi DJ, how you doing?
Back at it again, man. I'm currently I'm watching everything unfold.
It's a lot, DJ. It's just this whole, in the course of 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I mean, it's exhausting. Are you exhausted on some level? It's just.
I mean, yeah, I wake up in the morning. I wake up in the morning, I think to myself, man, like, are we gonna wake up to it? Are we? It's not even a question. The whole town, city, or state just burnt to the goddamn ground.
Well, I
Oh,
think
we've
that's
been talking. It's worst part of it. We've been talking about this stuff. We've been saying it's already gonna unfold. We've been saying the same thing over and over again.
well, yeah. I think it started off with the other case. Was that case even a week ago? That was like 2 weeks ago, maybe, right?
Yep,
So we just kind of pick up that one. Before that flame goes out, you got another one.
exactly. Oh, this is all planned. I got it. I got it all here in real time. Real time.
Well, I tried to share something last night, and they wouldn't. They were,
Oh, you took it down?
yeah. They said they wouldn't even process it,
Uh,
so they just kind of booted it out. It was a live. It was a live stream, a live part. So here, let me share that. Let's see.
see how this one goes.
That's it. Crazy.
Okay.
Shit. They are wilding out there, bro.
They already burnt down the police precinct. That's done.
What in the Minnesota?
Yep.
Hey man, we
Minnesota.
gotta pray for Minnesota.
Gotta pray.
Well, it's almost like they're trying to like. I'm like, I wonder if we're going to force.
National Guard is there, but they're not like deployed yet. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, and they're like communicating with each other, telling each other, "Oh, National Guard is on this street, on that street." Like it's that deep. And as you can hear as you can hear the radio in the background.
Shooting non-lethal gas rounds.
Dispatch, citywide.
Trying to disperse the crowd with gas for sure. I think the majority of this is to get traffic moving. Because people are just in the streets for no fucking reason.
Yeah, it's just I mean, what do you think on? What do you think about the difference between people protesting versus the rioters?
Well, a riot is not a protest.
I was definitely trying to be offensive to anybody.
First of all, Second of all,
that guy was just being rude to those two girls.
to me, it's just stupid. I wouldn't like. You're burning down your own city. You're not winning. There's no win in that.
No,
How
there
can you
isn't.
win?
I mean, and then with the amount of people that are out of work right now, it doesn't really. It's even worse. You know what I mean? You're using your last whatever to destroy or risk. You're adding to the suffering. You're adding to somebody else's suffering.
And I already had to post a black business owner. He was on the news yesterday. They burned down his they burned down his store. Not looted his store, and then while the news station was there, they tried to take the safe during the news segment, live, just right there. Crazy, makes no sense. But you want to say Black Lives Matter, but you're stealing a safe from a black-owned business.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's what it's not about. It's not. They used this tragedy to destroy. What do they call it? Stealing from Peter to pay Paul.
Right.
You've got a request, DJ, from Sandy K. She says, "Can you drop your link? I can't find you. You want me to go on? I'll go on. You want me to do it?" DJ?
Yeah, sure.
Here, let me go on here and grab it. Sometimes I can't find stuff myself. I'll find it.
Firecracker actually.
Ways of times, I don't know. I just think that we're at a point of
Don't go that way. Don't go that way.
point of no return.
It's fucked up over there.
Right. I mean, the funniest part about this is most of them are not armed. But when you had armed protesters in Virginia and in Michigan, none of this happened. Nobody looted. Nothing was burned down. Nobody got hurt. Not even arrested.
But see, that's the thing that they make the false equivalency. You're not protesting, and you're right. The protesting versus this is DJ Vision Barnett, by the way, his link.
This
Here.
is crazy, bro. It's so much.
You're not protesting if you're the definitions are different. It's not the same thing. Oh my gosh! They've set the Minneapolis police station on fire. So what's happening now?
Well, basically that whole block and street is businesses are on fire. At least 4, 5, 6, 7 different buildings in that one area alone. Don't not mention in the city.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Helicopters. They got fireworks shooting at the helicopters, pointing lasers at the helicopters, provoking them.
This is the COVID police. They didn't kill more people than COVID.
Wow, here we go.
Are you serious?
Here we go.
This shit's crazy.
Live.
It's bare over here. It's crazy over here. Over here, they're like on break. That's why they're moving down.
Oh wow, this is
insane. This looks like what? After Martin Luther King got killed, right? And they.
But you have to know that the media is happy about all of this.
Oh no! Oh, they love it. They're eating it up. Yeah, it's just it. I can't. It's no way for me to look at that and say that's what's up. Like I don't get that. Senseless. Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. It's like I said, the reaction is going to be worse than the tragedy. What comes out of this reaction is going to be worse than the tragedy itself. Shout out to Killer Whale Channels. How are you doing, Killer Whale? Nice to see you. Shout out to Killer Whale. We'll do a shout out to everybody that's in the stream.
Sandy K.
So, I'm talking about Fusion Center,
All right.
the Emergency Operations Center, the EOC.
Shout out to Sandy K.
It's the City Fusion Center.
DJ Vision
They were
Barnett.
running the sock puppets during Jamar.
Shout out to
so they were
Newman
spying on folks on
Outdoors.
social media. The police
Shout out
they
to
use
Brett Channel.
different sock puppets to make fake accounts.
Brett Channel. I'm going to drop your link. You're a pretty big supporter of the channel. Really appreciate it.
I can't breathe with this thing. I can't breathe.
Let's see, Brett. I think you were Brett's gaming channel at one point. I don't know if they still have you in there as that. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So I'll pull
Y'all
up.
hear that? They using fake accounts to spy on real people and all that type of stuff.
Who's that?
The person who's projecting the screen.
Okay, that's what I thought. It was a little bit. So that's Brett's gaming channel that I just shared out. Killer Whale Channels. I'm going to share your channel out as well. So what's happened is I've ended up sharing everybody's channel tonight.
Awesome. Support and love. True support.
Well is an amazing supporter of mine. He's actually one of the
This is
first big
insane, yo.
supporters of mine. Shout out to you, Killer Will. Killer Will has great streams,
Shit. We'll see.
great guests,
Talking about
great
flashbang or tear
content,
gas right now. They say National Guard ain't
great
doing nothing.
content
Oh
all the
God,
time.
they usually shoot everything like Trump, huh?
I mean, Killer Will is also
There
just
you go,
great
talking
for
about Trump.
morale and
You go follow my
great
people.
to network with on YouTube.
Yo, man, people,
Learn a lot from
listen,
him.
people like out here. They don't.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull this up.
Crazy.
Hold on, just one shake there. Shout out to everybody in the stream. But yeah, we're just doing a little bit of chatting here.
Watching an innocent man get killed when it could have been me over a bad check or a forged anything, you know, it made me cry. What am I supposed to do as a black man when I'm helpless like that? What are we supposed to do? And to see all these people of all races, colors, sexualities to come out and support people that they don't even know, a stranger that became a martyr for this city is beautiful. And sometimes you gotta burn shit down to rebuild, you know?
Wow.
I guess I don't even know. There's so many mixed emotions going on right now. Sadness is one of them. Anger, you know, happiness too, because just like people are together. So we didn't break. You know, we're here together.
In what? You didn't break.
We're here to do something. What will happen? I don't know. But all I know is that a revolution is coming, and it starts with the people. It starts with our generation.
Don't even got a plan.
It starts with people doing shit and being here and not just talking about it, but taking action. And, you know, that's what we're doing. It was hard for me just to sit on my couch and watch this. I was like, I felt bad for myself. I was like, what am I doing? I talk all this shit. I say, you know, I'm a social activist. But what am I doing to actually be active to change society?
This is the same channel that
guys. I make music.
last night, so I
Follow me,
All
DULCHE.
right, no problem. Got you.
And to everyone,
they may make me. I mean, because it's like they incite these things, but then they don't want you to share them. Can you give me that logic?
Exactly.
And I don't know if this executive order, this thing that that Trump's talking about, if that's going to make things better, or is it going to be exploited when the blue gets back in office? Is it going to be 10 times worse? You know what I mean? I don't know. But somebody was telling me, shout out to Derek C. Williams. He was telling me about when he first became a member on YouTube, that it was people, you could see exactly what people were doing. They weren't shadow banning. It was raw. It was raw footage at that time. Now, if you do anything
against the grain, that's it.
They'll cancel you. And see, they basically, that was like 20. I don't know. I might try to pull it back up. We might be able to pull it back up. But I know that they, like the whole stream, they just ditched the whole thing. They didn't even ask, do you want us to take out this section? Or I got to keep none of that. So I'm just there again, there's things that need to be addressed, of course, on social media, but I don't know how to do it. I just think that, we're kind of like playing by somebody else's rules all the time. You know what I mean? Even and I'm saying, why do we need, if we have a constitution, why do we need sanctuary cities for Second Amendments? Why do we need sanctuary cities for businesses to be open? Why do we need all these sanctuaries and all these protections and executive orders if these laws are already on the books? You know what I mean? Creating new legislation when there's legislation on the books.
Right.
Either we're going to be free or we're not. There's no such thing as a little bit of freedom. Well, you want a little bit of freedom?
Crumbs.
Yeah, so I don't know. Can you tell what's happening in your area? Are you guys are opening back up, right? Or
Yep, opening back up Friday. So Friday will be opening back up with restrictions, social distancing restrictions. But just about everything will be open back up. Restaurants will be open back up. Churches will be open back up. But it's funny. Restaurants will be open back up. You can have up to 50 people. Churches will be open back up. You can have 10.
you said churches are going to be open up at when?
Churches will be opening back up, but you can have 10 people.
Wow.
So, I guess eating is
Well,
more important than the spirit.
I guess you can get, you have 10 people. They could space 10 people out on the church grounds. I mean, they could space more than that out on the grounds.
Of course, but
But,
it's like we try to, we passed the executive order to make sure that churches are
essential.
essential, and that's the they fought that all the way. You know, you're gonna fight tooth and nail, saying no, you're just trying to kill our church people. You know, so I don't know.
Well, it's just too many.
Barbershops are opening up, appointments only, and hair salons appointments only. Um,
Well, it's funny. That's the only way I get to go anyway. But we're opening up around here, believe it or not.
yeah.
Um, yeah. It's just at some point, who's in? It's like we're just there's a serious power struggle going on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's like we have a president, yet everything he's done or does is pretty much undermined either by the opposite party. Who owns the Democrat Party, by the way? Who owns the Republican Party? Is anybody curious about this stuff?
Hmm. You gonna make me look that up? Stop.
They're paid by you're paid. They're paid by
You gonna make me look that up?
citizens. I mean, American tax money. But it's almost like it's like I'm not sure. It doesn't feel like we're being. There's just a huge struggle going on. It's like the media is halfway running the roost. The left is spending all the money, spending all of our money, and we're not getting. They give crumbs to the people. Meanwhile, they take care of their special interest. I mean, we're already bankrupt, or that's the goal, is to make us
Well,
a bankrupt.
for the Republican Party, it's 4 seats. It's 4 seats.
Well, it
For
seems like there's a bunch of he's got a lot of enemies. It's like, is this like Rome?
the funniest part is
Got a
Donald
lot
Trump.
it's worse than
Donald Trump
rivalry.
is Donald Trump is second in command of the Republican Party. That's funny. It's funny to know. I didn't even know that. Ronald McDaniel's the chairman. Donald Trump is second, not first. Then it's Vice President Mike Pence, and fourth is Mitchell McConnell.
Yeah, it's kind of it's
Ah,
crazy town. It's crazy town. Unless they restore, if they don't get things restored soon, I just think that people are starting to kind of tune out. You got all this mail and voter fraud stuff going on. It's widespread. Can you imagine what that's going to look like?
oh, I already know. I have a manager slash friend. He's a Democrat, but he said even he thinks that's just gonna incite voter fraud. Period. He knows that. He's a Democrat. He knows it. He doesn't agree with anything that Trump does. Headlines.
I mean, if you got mail, if the post office, if they're just leaving a stack of ballots on top of somebody's mailbox or garbage can,
Crazy. Common sense.
We don't have a chance. It's like we're not. If you know that there's cheating going on, why don't they just suspend the election? How about that? All the stuff is going, just suspend it.
Possibility.
They use the pandemic for everything else. Hey, it's a pandemic. You can't have it.
Right. You want to say we're killing you by sending you to the polls? Fine.
If you can't go to church,
just wait.
You know, they're taking. Some people they're going into people's homes testing them. Why? Just don't do it, and see what happens. See what the response will be.
Well, they know what the response will be.
A lot of this stuff will simmer down.
And sometimes I think they just want to start something. They already know the reaction. They just don't know in game. It's like playing chess. Certain people who play chess don't notice that you need to play 3 steps ahead of the game. I feel so. Like they knew this reaction was gonna come. I tell everybody, they knew this reaction was gonna come. It's a chain reaction to what just happened about the Ahmad thing, and then this, and they're just waiting. They're praying. People are sitting in their homes like this, rocking back and forth, praying that something else happens, so that we could just blow the whole country up to pieces, and just everybody just hit the streets. I'm not giving nobody any ideas, but I'm just saying. I mean, a lot of people just
like, oh my God, you know, they'll do anything. I think I'm sorry to say, I'm not sorry.
Antifa joined the party. Antifa
if
joined.
You guys are on this channel, I'm going to tell you this. They want Donald J. Trump out of office by any means necessary.
Even if you got to crumble the country. Any means.
If they don't have but one CNN or one MSNBC building standing still, that's what they want. And I don't know if you've heard the other one of those press conferences. I think somebody asked, well, what happens if this? I'm paraphrasing, so load yourself up with the fact checking. That they were asking, you know, would Nancy Pelosi step in? I think in the event that something happened with Trump or Pence. That was on a press conference, I think, outside of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, isn't that peculiar? And then, not to mention, I think Acosta. I think there was some type of something that was going on, and he was saying, I got that story for you. Let me bring it up.
Thank you.
I will bring up the story, and it involves, what's her name, Kathy Griffin, as if she hasn't had enough talking about Trump.
And it's funny you brought up MSNBC. Their headquarters is right beside Homeland Security headquarters. So if they had any kind of attack or public outlash, they have the highest of highest armed guards right next door, literally across the fence. So that's just insane. They plotted it out. That's all I know.
All right, so I'm gonna put this on for you. It's not a video with this, but I can at least just tell you. Like Kathy Griffin, I'm like, she's like, you know, it's a little bit worse than her trying to be relevant, I believe, at this point. I think she's under investigation. But you know, they can say whatever they want, and nothing's going to happen to them. So here it is. This is abortion activist Kathy Griffin suggests killing President Trump with a syringe. Quote, F Trump, end quote. Now down here, though, so of course, Acosta, I guess maybe this might even be the
video link. Yep.
A tweet.
Oh, a tweet. Okay, tweeting.
But maybe it's a tweet.
Games.
It's a firestorm over the tweets.
Oh yes, because Donald Trump is not allowed to tweet. Remember, false information. 1 second. Be right back.
Let's see. Well, I can at least get it out on one end here. But yeah, they're always gaslighting Acosta of all people. Shout out to everybody that's in the stream. Shout out to Killer Whale Channels. Shout out to Sandy K. Shout out to Britt's Gaming Channel, Britt's Gaming. Shout out to, I think, Newman Outdoors was in. If you guys could do me a great favor and hit that like or unlike button, if you dare share.
All right.
Let's see, who else was in early? I think we got everybody that was. So when you sign in, when you come in, you're basically signing the guest book. And I appreciate my guest. Appreciate you guys for coming in.
Yeah.
So there's Killer Whale Channels. Shout out to Killer Whale Channels. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, well, just, this, I'll show you the significance of the tweet here in just a second. But it's like they're always gaslighting. They're talking about Trump's health. First, they started talking about him taking the hydrochloroquine, the hydroxychloroquine. And then now they're talking about should he. Acosta made a comment about whether Trump should be on some type of diabetic. Thank you so much for that.
He's taking
Sandy K.
What do you call it?
Sandy K.
He's taking. What do you call
it? Sandy K. I'm going to share your link. Give me just a second here. But yeah, I've got the Acosta part on here. Like, why are you guys you guys are doing a lot of shady stuff. But it's allowed. Nobody questions what they do. But don't you know if a Republican were doing that stuff? They said this about the president.
Man.
Let's see. Let me just put this here. Okay. So I'm going to share the link for Sandy K. Sandy K, thank you so much for coming in. So I shared everybody out. I mean, I almost said I tweeted everybody out. I put everybody's link in the stream for this segment. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, so here's the tweet. Tweet.
Right.
Are you guys a fan of Twitter? Okay. All right. So Acosta says Trump at the diabetes event at the White House. I don't use insulin. Should I be? Okay. Somebody else followed it up.
Ask your goddamn doctor. How many times do we got to say it?
Let's see, but this is not what I'm. Okay, let me just get back to this. Is not what I was looking for. Acosta. I'll get this section out of the article because that's where it is. All right, so the exchange was okay. On May 26th, Griffin responded to a tweet from CNN's chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta asking whether or not Trump should be given an insulin regimen during a White House diabetes event. Griffin, quote, tweeted Acosta's question along with the response, quote, syringe with nothing but air inside would do the trick. F Trump, end quote. Griffin's name began trending shortly afterwards on Tuesday night. So, of course, she's the one that was doing that basically had a decapitated Trump some years ago with her little TDS.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
She was from a hospital bed. She was bashing Trump for the coronavirus response.
Right.
And then she was back in 2017. She was posting a photo of her holding a fake bloody decapitated head of President Trump. So it's just, currently there has been no response from the Secret Service regarding this recent outburst. However, a representative from Twitter has said they will, quote, look into whether or not Griffin's tweets breach the violent threats policy. Yeah.
But you'll take down the Trump's tweets about his opinion.
Yeah, they're just, everybody has to realize that there's something very unique about what's going on right now. It's unprecedented that they've seen this much hatred for the president. This is just nonstop, all day, every day.
Well, when Kanye West had woke up about a year or two ago, he was saying it, but we couldn't recognize it because he came out of a mental institution. But he was saying the specific words, the thought police. He was saying we are not allowed to think what we want. He was saying these things.
Sure,
but
Brett.
We weren't paying attention to it because we were worried about if he was mentally stable. And he came out of the situation, stopped taking all the pills, and said, I want to change the perspective on mental health. All these things. I get it. I just get it,
Sure. So, and just in that second, I'm just going to go ahead and share by the way, I do have memberships going on over on Patreon.
$1, $5, $10.
What? You got to go over and see the vittles.
I was just guessing. I seen $1, $5.
Over to see the vittles.
Subscribe.
Okay. Let's see. There you go. Okay, so there's the Patreon. I think I'm gonna either do a membership. There might be a special offer or something coming up. But you go over to the community tab, and I'll start doing some behind the scenes kind of things in the future, and there'll be some other things on the Patreon channel. But of course, this is the base headquarters. But there's just some extra things over there. And for one, with the amount of censoring that they've been doing, there's certain things you can't say around here. There's certain things you can't put up.
I think somebody wants to cam mine. Brett's channel.
Yeah, well, I'll let him tell me about it. I told him he could. I don't know when he just wants to do it sometimes. So I don't know. He can just let me know when he wants to do it.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Let's see. So you set it up. Let's see. I'm trying to think when I'm coming back on. I may come back on tomorrow or even at 10. Hi, silly ass.
Hey.
I haven't seen you in a lifetime. How's it going?
Yeah.
Let's see. Brett, do you want to come on right now?
Right. We're welcoming you. And if you want, man.
Let's see. You can come on if you want. I haven't been on in a while. So there's the
link.
At some point, he says he's going to bed. Okay, cool. We can do it. We can do another time, Brett. No problem. Shout out to Silly As I Wanna Be. Shout out to Banging Gears. Banging Gears says, "Can't we all just get
along? Come on, man." And my Biden voice. Come on, man.
You want to answer that?
and my Sleepy Joe voice. Come on, man. Get a light. Say, now let me stop.
We could set it up. We could set it up another time. No problem.
I'm at
Brett's gaming channel. But shout out to Banging Gears.
banging gears, banging gear wars, baby.
I've got to come over to your channel. You've been posting a lot.
Banging gears.
I'm trying to catch up this week. Shout out to Celiaz, I wanna be.
Yes, I want to be
You've been roofing?
roofing. Does that mean working on roofs?
You've been roofing, trying to catch up on bills. I understand. I understand. Appreciate you for coming in. See, we're probably going to run this one for another 10 minutes.
Minutes.
And then we're going to make like a banana and split.
Wide open.
So yeah, that's I appreciate everybody for coming in. Does anybody have any comments or final comments? DJ, what else do you want to add to the are things calm in your area, or do you think things are going to kick off where you are?
I don't think if anything, it'll kick off in Baltimore. But to be honest, because they did it before and they're famous for doing it. But the DC area, they ain't doing that. They talking crap. They talking crap and disagreeing with each other as they talk crap. Then like I was in at my store today. By the way, they're burning auto zones in Minneapolis.
What is the deal with AutoZone?
I don't know. I just don't know. And I work there. They ain't coming to my store because we're on. Most of them are not on, especially in Minneapolis. But anyway, they were just saying. A lot of people were saying, they would say some good stuff. We need to own our own stuff. We need to buy property, buy land, stop blaming other people's stuff, and change laws from the ground up. And then they'll just hit me at the end with, but Trump did this and that, and Trump did, but the second name Trump. I'm like, God, like, you almost had me. You almost had me. I'm like, God, dang, man, you were doing good, man, until you started blaming somebody else for your problems. Like, that just makes me sick to my gut.
Okay, cool. Brett says he will be live tomorrow at 10 and doing a 2-hour stream. And Celia, as I want to be, says Minneapolis cops have been abusing power for years. Let's see.
What's crazy? What's crazy is people are blaming other people for their problems instead of taking responsibility. I took a stand and joined the special police force and patrolled my area, my neighborhood, at least less than a mile away from where I live. So I will have no ability to complain.
Hang on 1 second. It looks like we have a visitor.
Oh,
Brett,
yeah. All right.
Channel. How you doing, Brett?
I'm doing good.
All right.
Nice to have you on. You want to tell us about your Brett's, by the way, everybody, Brett is a big supporter of the channel, and I thought I might have him come on and tell you a little bit about what he's doing. And yeah, Brett, what do you want to tell us about your channel?
Take it away.
Tomorrow I will be doing a 2-hour stream, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
And just hang out, chill, like you're doing right now. And on Mondays, I do Family Feud.
Nice.
Tuesdays, I do trivia.
Okay.
Cool.
And
Me want to write
the other day, I do chill streams, and I'm starting up 2-hour streams on Fridays. And that's about it.
Well, that's cool. I took it down. I know I'm subscribed. I'll make sure my notifications are on so that I can at least come in and at least make one of those, because that Family Feud sounds fun. And yeah. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Cool.
I'm trying to grow my channel.
Yeah, I know. But I will say this, Britt. It seems like they've made. I'm just looking at other people that were growing like really rapidly. It just seems like they've kind of slowed everybody down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you, of course, you can't go in and click anybody's link anymore to go right to their page from the streams anymore. You can't do that anymore. That already slows you down.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it takes sometimes they'll take 12 hours for them to post your live streams. So I think they slowed down the hours that you gain for that too.
Yep. So what people are doing now to fight back against that is they're doing something called silent streams. Silent stream for about 2 hours straight, but still have your dedicated followers. Do this every single day, or at least 5 days a
Well, I think I need to start doing the
week,
silent streams.
and you'll get your views. You'll still have a communication with your followers, and you can put a subject titled as um communicate with each other, chat with each other, silent stream, etc. Your followers will be able to network with each other as they look at whatever background, a green screen, projection, or whatever you got. Doesn't really matter because it's silent. The point is connection and views and real human support instead of just
Right.
inorganic support.
So that's what I'll do.
So,
I'll start doing those silent streams because I've seen people doing those, and they might just put like a little got some bubbles or something floating around in the back, or
right, it just actually works. It's crazy. I just see it working every day. I'm like, okay, well, I'm missing out on something.
yeah. Well, I'll set that up. I'll probably start doing the silent streams in between, not doing as fillers.
But make sure you have a good moderator during that time because as you're silent,
Right,
you may
right.
not be there. You may walk away. You may be eating a pizza as somebody's trolling your silent stream, as I've seen before. They'll have to be corrected. So that's your only problem. You
Yeah, well, and then like having people not to like don't drop your own, like I've heard people going in like from the background, don't drop your own link.
right. Everybody try to promote themselves in your silent stream. So
So yeah, I guess we'll set it up. I'll set it up like that, and I'm like, but even I could do it. Just set up a silent stream and then just kind of monitor it and be doing something else.
you definitely can. You definitely can.
And then I moderate it myself. I'll take out my own wrench.
Yeah, you're pretty good at
I could go in and moderate it myself because just go in from another set, and hey, I'm moderating. I'm working for myself right now.
it. Yeah.
And you just got kicked out.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna do that anyway.
So yeah, let me see. I got a couple comments here. Thanks so much for coming on, Britt. I was thinking I wouldn't get to hear from you, but I appreciate it and the support. Let's see. Silly as I want to be,
Okay.
my coin community people have left their stream run for overnight for somewhere for people to chat. Hey, I've seen them. I mean, I think if I put something, maybe I should put something entertaining up there. Maybe I'll watch it with them. I don't have to talk. I just watch. Hey, we're watching this. We're not watching dinosaurs or something.
Right.
Lion King or something.
Put a movie up there for them to watch. I mean, hey, you're working here. Worked in school, and we all been in school, right?
Or better yet, I'll put a performance up, put a live performance up there, and just police the thing myself.
Hey, there you go.
So yeah, I can just
in the morning,
put some live music up there, and yeah, I think that'll be might be cool to do. Let's see. And Silly asked this, I should make s'mores. What is it? A fireside stream? Look who's here. TR. The TR show. Shout out to TR.
Hey, TR.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? Everybody shout out to TR. Shout out to Silly as I Wanna Be. Appreciate everybody for coming in.
All right.
Let's see. So we are at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. Let's see.
Oh, cigarettes.
If everybody could do me a huge favor and hit that like button or the unlike button, it's equal opportunity around here.
Hey, be honest.
Just be, if you're not going to agree. It's not about agreeing with everything. I'm not looking for an echo chamber in here. I'm not.
Oh.
It's not,
We're not programming you guys.
No. Let's see. Everybody get to know the people in the stream. We've got some heavy hitters in the stream and guests on the screen right now. Shout out again to Silly as I Wanna Be. Shout out to Sandy K. Shout out to the TR show. The TR show is a great show, great content, great motivating source. Himself has, I think if it hadn't been for TR and Killer Whale channels, I probably would have been like not doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, I'm done. Say 6-0. Okay, so you gave me the stats on the chat. I appreciate it. I got three thumbs down. Is that what I got? Hey, I always say just give
6 thumbs up, 0 thumbs down, 3 people chatting.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's see. Shout out once again to Brett's channel. Brett's channel is up here with us right now.
Yeah.
And Sandy K is here. Who else do we have? Who did we have earlier? We had Killer Whale channel. Shout out to Killer Whale channels, Theology Forums, Patrick Jane Forums, as well as we had Newman Outdoors. I don't know if Newman Outdoors is still around. We have Banging Gears. Like we have people tonight that I haven't been on in a while. So, it's either, it's a real love party or, only the best people come around here.
Amazing.
Shout out to who else? I swear I missed somebody. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the stream. Shout out to Banging Gears. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Celia, as I want to be. I appreciate that. And yeah, I appreciate all the thumbs up and all the comments. I appreciate my guests for coming on tonight. And like I said, I'm going to have to start bumping it up and doing 1.5 streams a day or something. I don't know. Ooh, look who's here. The Definition of Anarchy's here.
Anarchy.
Shout out to you. How's it going? Got some heavy. I gotta tell you, the closer I get to logging off, the heavier the hitters. Let's see. Shout out to the Definition of Anarchy. Great content creator, great supporter of the channel. Let's see.
When I do my streams, it's at the beginning, not at the end.
Yep, people don't want us to get off.
I know, it's nice. It's like I'm going backwards here. Tapering off. Let's see. So we had TR. The TR show was in the house. Silly as I Wanna Be.
But I don't get people on my stream, so.
What's that?
I don't get a bunch of people on my stream, so.
Me neither.
Well, if you're
1 in 10.
You'll pick up. You'll pick up. Just keep doing what you're doing, Shout out to the Definition of Anarchy. He says he's about to lay it down.
Get down.
I don't blame you. All right. And definition says hello to everybody in the chat.
All right.
All right, my friends. Well,
Oh,
we're gonna
calling it a night.
we're gonna wrap it up and fold it up and roll it in. So shout out to everybody that came in tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for coming in. Thank you to DJ Vision Barnett, who's on the top, and also to Brett's Gaming. You guys check Brett out. He's going to be doing streams.
Brett's
A couple
Gaming.
of streams. Brett's Gaming.
It's not gaming anymore. I changed it.
What is it?
What'd you change it to, Brett?
Brett's channel.
Brett's
Best channel.
Okay.
Here we go.
Brett's channel.
Best channel.
So, yeah. Check it out. And I will see you guys on the next stream. Thanks so much for coming in. Bye.
I'll be like,
Peace.
10 o'clock.